it's been a long time. I was at camp, okay, and busy and all that good stuff, so I'm not gonna spend any more time explaining myself, but I do want to talk about all of the books and manga that I read during the months of April and May. I'm a bit behind, but I'm here to talk to you about them because I did read some really good things this month, some things that are new, some things that are older in my backlog, so let's just get into it. So the first thing I read is volume 5 of Orange. This is by Ichigo Takano. I got the really pretty box set, which I think that has like won a re-release award or something. But if you're unfamiliar, this series is gorgeous, and it's about a character named Kakeru who has a lot of mental health issues because of something that happens in his life, along with a lot of other things that he's dealt with. And his friends, this group of friends here on the back, who are trying to help prevent his death. And they like have some sci-fi elements in here going back into the future. It's really sweet, really thought-provoking. It's of course a little immature because they are high school students in the ways that they deal with what they're going through, but at that age, could you really do any better? I think it would be really difficult to say. But I thoroughly enjoyed this. This was the final of the original series, and now I only have 2 more left, which is Future and then whatever the 7th one was called. I can't remember, but they all came in the box set. So very, very happy to have finally read the series. It was really, really good. Next up, I read volumes 1 and 2 of Chainsaw Man. This is by Tatsuki Fujimoto. I really liked it. This was fun. I've been watching the anime primarily, mostly because it came out quicker at the time. Now I'm caught up on the anime, and I think I want to start picking up more volumes of this just to get a little bit ahead if they don't put out the next season too soon. But it's really good. I like the art style. I think it's really grungy. Definitely unique. You don't see this kind of art style hardly anymore. Not like the most artistic and beautiful artwork, but I still really enjoyed it. I think that it's fun, unique. The covers are really colorful. I just enjoyed it. It was good. Next up, I have volume 1 of Dead Man Wonderland. This is by story and art by Jinsei Kataoka and Kazuma Kondo. I really like the anime of this, and I think that the manga goes a little further, so I want to continue reading this series. I've had this volume on my shelf forever, and I just haven't finished collecting it. I can't say why, but I was just in the mood to finally read it, and I do want to eventually continue reading this one because I want to know what the ending is supposed to be like. I have no clue how it's actually supposed to end. I don't feel like the anime actually ended the way it's supposed to, but maybe it is. There's already a couple things in here that I don't remember from the anime. It's really good. The artwork's very similar to the anime. It's very clean, very cool, very dark story, very gory, interesting. I do recommend it. And the next 2 volumes I read were volumes 3 and 4 of Shinobi Life. This is a manga by Shoko Konami. Old Tokyo Pops. The next volume I need, I think volume 5, is that the hard one to get? There's one volume that I have coming up that's like $40–50 online that I've found, so I'm keeping my eyes peeled for a more affordable option for that. I would be pleased if I could get it for less than $20. That's still too high, but I'm gonna do my best, try not to pay that much. But it never got finished in English, I found out, so it's another series just like Love Attack that I'm going to be really sad once I get to the end of the publishing line. And then I'm gonna have to try to find it online somewhere. I guess I'll have to find scans because I'm having trouble finding Love Attack published online digitally. I don't know. I'm just getting irritated because I'm finding some really good old series, but they're never gonna be republished. So I can only cross my fingers that one day we'll get like a digital version of these manga that I can continue the series, because this is really good and it's really cute. It's definitely up my alley. And I'm enjoying it, so I'm going to continue it until I collect all that's out, but for now I think that's the highest one up I have. Next, I read volume 1 of Wake Up Sleeping Beauty. This is by Megumi Morino, the same creator as, what did they make? I can't quite remember. There's something on my shelf that this person made. Megumi Morino. Anyways, it's really good. It's only like a 5 or 6 volume series. I found it for a really good deal. It went kind of hard to find there for a few months. But I was patient and I waited, and I'm very glad I did, because I think I got all 6 volumes for like less than $40, which I feel like was a pretty good deal. I think it was closer to $35 with free shipping. And it's a very large Kodansha print volume, so it's bigger than I thought it was going to be, and the quality is great. I think the story is okay so far. We're dealing with this girl who obviously has some kind of memory issue or a split personality type situation going on. And I'm not quite sure exactly what's happening with her, but this guy falls in love with her pretty much very quickly and unexpectedly, and it's just, I guess, him dealing with that and trying to find her within her own mind. So we'll see how that goes. I will continue it, but I'm not like absolutely floored with it so far. The romance is kind of sudden in my opinion. I'm not like 100% for it. So we'll see how I feel about volume 2 and if I want to continue it. The next volume I read is for adults only. A very thick volume of I Will Never Be Your Crown Princess, volume 3. I believe this is the last volume in this version of the series, and then there's a sequel series that's coming out. I don't remember what it's called, but it follows the same couple. It's about Liddy and Freed, who are betrothed to each other in this kingdom. I think he's like a prince or something, and she's just like the girl who was supposed to marry him, and she doesn't want to marry him, so she goes to this ball and she says, I'm gonna sleep with the first person I like, and then that way our marriage, our engagement will be annulled. She doesn't have to marry him. Well, it ends up being him that she ends up sleeping with, so it didn't work out. And she ends up being like tied to him through this really intricate way of keeping someone to you. I don't really want to explain because it's very adult themed. I enjoyed the story actually. The first one was a little smutty. The second one wasn't very smutty, and this one I don't think there was maybe like half a second of smut in it. So it's more story based right now, which is really fun. I'm enjoying where it's going, but I'm not the biggest fan of like kings, queens, dukes and stuff. Like very occasionally I'll find a series that I do like that has those things, and this one's pretty good. Just not my favorite time period or themed era to be in, I guess. It's okay. I like the girl enough. She's interesting enough for me to keep reading. Next up, I read volume 8 of Imokoi. This is the penultimate volume. I absolutely love both of our couples here. This volume had a lot of really cute scenes between Noda and Miria, however you say their names, and I just really liked it. I thought it was cute. Had a couple of moments in here that just had me giddy and like giggling. It was so fun. Really recommend the series if you're looking for a short shoujo romance that doesn't stick to one couple too long. I think that it's a good back and forth so that you don't get bored too easily. The next manga I read is a much anticipated one. I know you guys know how I feel about this series. Volume 4 of I Am a Wolf, But My Boss is a Sheep. This series doesn't come out fast enough. I love it. It's so good. We have our main guy here who I love, and then there's his like rival. And then we have the sheep lady, if I can find a picture of her. She's so cute, so cute. She's literally a descendant of a sheep. Yes, right there. I love both of our main characters. I think they're adorable. I love both of them very much. And I just really want more people to read this. Please read this. If you like shoujo, josei romance, please read this. It's really funny. It's really cute, sweet, romantic. Has a little bit of tension in there. It just has all the usual tropes, but like an adult work kind of scenario. So if you like Wotakoi, or if you like Sweat and Soap, I think you'll like this one, so please check it out. Okay, so the last thing I read is a book. It's the only book that I read this month, so if you're only here for the manga, thank you for watching. I do appreciate you being here. But if you want to see the last thing I read, please stay and watch, because this is very important to me personally. I have a coworker slash friend who wrote a book recently, and I was very skeptical. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you guys and say, oh, I thought it would be beautiful, I thought it would be perfect, blah, 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 blah. I was really skeptical because I've read a lot of indie books, a lot of indie romance, a lot of indie horror. Half the time you get something decent. Most of the time you don't get something very good or very well written. Sometimes you get something really good. So I'll be real, I had realistic expectations when I read this. I was like, I'm gonna finish it just so I can leave a review and be very supportive, but I didn't expect to love it as much as I did, and I'm being completely true with you there. This is the Midwinter Queen. This story by R.H. Linehan, which is their pen name, and they designed the cover themselves. I think it looks really cute. This is a hardcover that they got to me for free from Amazon. You can do hardcover or paperback, whichever you prefer, or Kindle. I think it's still on Kindle Unlimited, if I'm not mistaken, so I think you can read it for free that way. But I'm so happy to have a copy, both paperback and hardcover. The hardcover will go on my bookshelves as part of my collection, and then the paperback will go into my little public library that's in our karate studio that we have, so people can read it for themselves. This is not smut. It does have some romance, maybe a couple of romantic scenes that are very heavily insinuated of what's happening, but it's not going to be smut. It is a fantasy, like a lighter fantasy. There's some world building in here. There's these two characters, Karo and Asena. She is a soon-to-be queen marrying this prince king guy, and he is awful, but he's my favorite character, the bad guy. And he's like losing his mind very slowly but surely through the series. She escapes from him because he's going to separate her from their child. So she runs away with her and her son, and runs into one of the king's helpers, Karo, who helps her escape even though he's not supposed to. And they kind of start to like each other, and there's a lot of people they meet along the way. There's wolves, there's a lot of fighting, a lot of really interesting backlore to her people. She is of a very specific race of people. Also, I wanted to let you guys know there's a really cool map here at the beginning that she designed herself when she was making the book. And also, yours truly designed the little header images. I'm a graphic designer, and I got to do this, if you can see it, this little wolf image for the chapters where Asena is, it's her POV. And then for Karo's POV, because it does switch back and forth, I did these little snake and saber because that kind of ties into the story at some point. So I'm very proud to have been able to be a part of this story. I hope that I get to in the future also help with other things. We'll see. But there's like a really sweet little mention of me at the front of the book. Oh, and she signed it for me. Yay! It's so sweet. And I read the little ending where she thanked me, and I just wanted to cry. Like, that was so sweet of her. And I'm just really proud to know someone who has published a novel, like a full novel. And the second book is supposed to come out, I think, at the end of this year. So as soon as I find out about it, I'm getting it. I don't know if I'll be getting an ARC or not yet. I think I signed up for one, but we'll see. But please go support this creator. She worked really hard on this book. I helped her do a lot of research on like merch and stuff, and I really want people to support more indie authors. I want to try to do that as well. But for this being a self-published novel, the quality is amazing. You can get paperback, hardcover, whichever one you prefer, or digital. It's getting really good reviews. I loved it. I gave it 5 stars, not just because she's my friend, but because I genuinely couldn't put it down for a while. At one point I started slowing down so that I could make it last longer, because I really wanted to think about my review and be thorough in it. But I liked the king, the bad character in this story. I can't wait to read the second book where it's going to be short stories and he's going to have some in there. Yay, very excited. But yeah, I'm also on the street team for this book, so I'm going to help promote it as much as I can. So you may see me talk about this book every once in a while. It's on my Instagram. Please follow me there. If you have not, I have the link for it in the description below. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you have any cool books or manga that you think I would enjoy reading. I'm always looking for new things. I have the Shonen Jump app. I have the Viz app, Kindle Unlimited now. So I've been reading a lot more adult stuff. You'll see that next month. But yeah, I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.